что слушали, следующий, так, это без конца.
Good afternoon, members of the Dissertation Council and reviewers, questions. Today you are opening a regular meeting of the Dissertation Council in both online and offline formats via the MS Teams platform.
Good afternoon. In accordance with the resolution on introduction, amendments and additions to Order No. 29 Q, date 10 January 2024, and number 1263 Q, dated 7 June 2024. On the establishment of the Dissertation Council and approval of its composition, Article 43-1 of the Law of the Republic of Kazakhstan on Education, dated 27 July 2007, number 319. Clause 11 of the Model Regulations on the Dissertation Council, approved by order of the Minister of Education and Science of the Republic of Kazakhstan, dated 31st March 2011, number 126. Clause 3 of the rules for awarding degrees, approved by order on of the Minister of Education and Science of the Republic of Kazakhstan, dated 31st March 2011, number 127, and clause 4 of the regulations on the Dissertation Council of Gumilev Eurasian National University, approved on 29 August 2024. Four scholars were approved as permanent members of the Dissertation Council by decision of the Dissertation Council of Gumilev Eurasian National University, order number 2476 Q, dated 10 January 2024. Please allow me to introduce the permanent compositions of the Dissertation Council. Chair of the Dissertation Council, Ibraev Shakimashif Ibraevich, Doctor of Philology, Professor, 10.0106, Literature of the Peoples of Asia and Africa. Departure Chair of the Dissertation Council, Sharif Amantai Jarlkasanulu, Doctor of Philological Science, Associate Professor of the Department of Turkology at Gumilev Eurasian National University, 10.0102, Kazakh Literature. Permanent member of the Dissertation Council, Шамирдинова Нурила Габасовна, Doctor of Philology, Professor of the Department of Turkology at Gumilev Eurasian National University, 10.02.19, Theory of Language. Academic Secretary of the Dissertation Council, Azmukhanova Imam Masotovna, Candidate of Historical Science, Associate Professor of the Department of Oriental Studies at Gumilev Eurasian National University, 070009, Historiography, Source Studies and Methods of Historical Research. Temporary members of the Dissertation Council, scholars conducting research in Turkish language and history, Yusupova Alfia Shavketovna, Doctor of Philology, Professor of the Department of General Linguistics and Turkology at the Gabdullah Tukay Higher School of National Culture and Education, Kazan Federal University, Kazan Russian Federation. 10.02.02 Language of the Peoples of the Russian Federation. Shamil Ogle Yulay, Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, Professor of the Department of Kazakh Language and Turkology, School of Humanities and Social Science, Nazarbayev University, Astana, Republic of Kazakhstan. Sabitov Жақсылық Muratович, Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, Director of the Research Institute for the Study of the Ulus of Duchy, Astana, Republic of Kazakhstan, 23.00.00 Political Science. Official Reviewers. Buketova Nursulu Ibrahimовна, Doctor of Philology, Professor Buketov Karaganda National Research University, Karaganda, Republic of Kazakhstan, 10.02.22 Words Languages, 10.02.20 Comparative Historical, Typological, and contrastive linguistics. Иманбердиева Сауле Курманбаевна, Doctor of Philology, Professor Sifulin at Sifulin Kazakh Agro-Technical Research University, Astana, Republic of Kazakhstan, 10.02.06 Turkology. The approved composition of the council is 4 members. The temporary members of the dissertation council number 3. The official reviewers number 2. 9 members are present of the council meeting. A quorum is present. Permission is granted to open the meeting of the dissertation council. I declare the work of the dissertation council open.
The members of the dissertation council, today's agenda includes the defense of the dissertation research by Erbol Munai, entitled The Semantic Field of Social Relations in the Kipchak Monuments and the Educational Program 8D02212 Turkology.
Academic Supervisors. Шамирдинова Нурила Габасовна, Doctor of Philology, Professor of the Department of Turkology at Gumilyov Eurasian National University. Laszlo Karoy, PhD, Professor of the Department of Turkish Languages, Uppsala University, Uppsala, Sweden. Official Reviewers. Buketova Nursulu Ibrahimовна, Doctor of Philology, Professor at Buketov Karaganda National Research University, Karaganda, Republic of Kazakhstan. Imamberdieva Saule Kurmanbaevna, Doctor of Philology, Professor at Sifulin Kazakh Agro-Technical Research University, Astana, Republic of Kazakhstan. The following regulations are approved for today's dissertation council meeting, which will last approximately 2 hours. Regulations for the dissertation council meeting. Information provided by the academic secretary on the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and the document submitted for the dissertation defense approximately 5 to 5 minutes. A brief presentation by the PhD candidate outlining the main conclusions of the dissertation research approximately 20 minutes. Questions from members of the council to the candidate recording in the presentation, no more than 2 minutes per question. Statement by the academic supervisor, 5 minutes. Statement by the foreign academic supervisor, 5 minutes. Responses by the PhD candidate, 20 minutes. Statements by the official reviewers, 10 minutes each. Open academic discussion. Council members sequentially express their evolutions and present questions and suggestions regarding the candidate's dissertation, research, and presentation. Each speaker is allotted 2 minutes. Total time, 15 minutes. Participants in the audience wishing to take part in the discussion are requested to sign the registration sheet and to introduce themselves fully before speaking. 7 minutes. Responses by the candidate to 2 questions and comments raised by members on of the dissertation council during the discussion up to 5 minutes, depending on the questions. Preparation for online voting on the results of the dissertation defense. No other issues are considered during this procedure. 3 minutes. Voting procedure. The academic secretary of the dissertation council records the voting results in the minutes, 10 minutes. Announcement by the chair of the council of the voting results on awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, 2 minutes. Approval of the draft conclusion based on classification criteria, 15 minutes. Closing remarks by the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, 2 minutes. Thank the university, thank the helps committee.
Total time 2 hours. Are there any objections?
Дальше.
Agenda has been unanimously approved, and the time regulations have been agreed upon. We proceed to the dissertation defense procedure.
Munai, Erbol, information about the PhD candidate. Dear members of the dissertation council, with your permission, allow me to introduce the documents from the personal file of the doctoral candidate Munai Erbol. Munai Erbol was born on March 26, 1994 in Beijing, People's Republic of China. He is of Kazakh ethnicity. From 2012 to 2017, he studied in the bachelor's program at the Faculty of Kazakh Language and Literature of Minji University of China. From 2015 to 2016, he studied at the University of International Relations and World Language in Almaty as a part of an academic exchange program. From 2017 to 2020, he studied in the master's program at the Faculty of Language and Literature of China's ethnic minorities at Minzu University of China. From 2017 to 2018, he worked as a Kazakh language translator for Dimash Kudaibergen at the BG Talent Management Company. From 2018 to 2019, he studied for 1 year at the Department of Linguistics and Turkology of Uppsala University in Sweden under an academic exchange program. From 2020 to 2022, he participated in the Cultural Figures in Translation project in China, translation Kazakh folk literature into Chinese, including work on the 2-volume collection, translating selected Kazakh folk tales of China. From 2021 to 2024, he completed his doctoral studies in Turkology at the Department of Turkology, Gumilyov Eurasian National University. From October 11 to November 11, 2021, he undertook a research internship at Uppsala University in Sweden. Based on the main scientific results and conclusions of this research, Munai Erbol has published 5 academic articles in domestic and international journals and in international scientific, theoretical, and practical conferences. Among them, one article was published in a journal indexed in Scopus. 3 articles were published in journals recommended by the Committee for Quality in Assurance in Science and Higher Education of the Minister of Education and Science of the Republic of Kazakhstan, and 1 article was published in an international conference proceeding. His personal file contains the minutes of the departmental meeting at which his dissertation was discussed on June 29, 2025, a certificate from the National Center for Scientific and Technical Expertise confirming the absence of overlap with funded research project and a positive conclusion from the Ethnic Committee. The dissertation is being submitted for defense for the first time. All documents comply with the requirements of the rules for awarding academic degrees.
For the purpose of reporting on the compliance of the document submitted for the dissertation with келесін дейді ме? Неге мынау оқылған жоқ? Thank you, Ayman Maksutовna. The floor is given to Erbol Munai, candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, to deliver a presentation on the main content of the dissertation, titled The Semantic Field of Social Relations in the Kipchak Monuments. Doctoral doctoral candidate, presents the general dissertation and the main content of the dissertation.
Thank you, Professor Ibrahim. Respected chair, distinguished member of the dissertation committee. Sorry. Thank you for the opportunity to present my PhD research today. I'm Erbol Munai, and I'm honored to share the results of my dissertation entitled The Semantic Field of Social Relations in the Kipchak Monuments. First and foremost, let me express my deep gratitude to my academic advisors, Professor Nurila Shaimirdanova and my foreign advisor, Laszlo Karoy, for their invaluable guidance and support. I also thank the reviewers and the committee for their time in evaluating my work, as well as my colleagues and family for their encouragement throughout this journey. My research is devoted to the language of medieval Kipchak Turkic monuments from the Golden Horde era and the following centuries, especially from 14th to 17th centuries. In essence, I set out to explore how social relations such as kinship ties, professional roles, military hierarchy, and political authority were structured and expressed in the vocabulary of those Kipchak texts. The title of my dissertation reflects this focus. I investigate the semantic field of social relations in the corpus of Kipchak writings to uncover what the language can tell us about that historical society. To begin with, let me introduce the scholarly relevance of my study. This dissertation is based on the premise that the Golden Horde, while Mongol in political origin, became Kipchak in its linguistic and cultural terms. By the 14th century, Kipchak Turkic functioned as a principal language of administration, diplomacy, and historical writing. Consequently, the social hierarchy, political authority, and ideological foundations of the Golden Horde were articulated through Kipchak lexical forms. However, turcological scholarship has traditionally prioritized phonology, morphology, and etymology, while the systematic study of social meaning in the lexicon has remained marginal. This research addresses that gap by examining how social relations were structured. And represented through Kipchak vocabulary. Okay, so the main of my study is focusing on the semantics of lexemes in the 14th to 17th centuries. The material including Golden Horde Yarıks and Bitiks, Chingisname by Ötürmüş Hacı and Defteri Chingisname, and to construct a semantic field that reveals the social relation and reality of the Golden Horde period, including social titles, social institutions, political symbols, and weaponry and military terms. The stated aim entitles the fulfillment of the following objectives: to describe the historical and cultural situation of the Golden Horde period, to carry out the thematic selection of lexemes related to social relations in the Golden Horde period, to review the semantics of the syntagmatic relations of lexemes, to examine the system of paradigmatic relations, to identify the associative derivational connection of lexemes that reflect the historical and cultural background of the period in question, to reconstruct the semantic field of lexims that reveal social relations and reality in the text of Kipchak monuments. To highlight semantic changes in words within the historical lexims of the Turkic languages to identify their continuity within modern Turkic languages. And my objectives are to describe the historical and cultural situation of the Golden Horde and its following period, to conduct a thematic selection of lexims related to social relations during the Golden Horde and post-Golden Horde era, to review the semantics of the syntagmatic connections between the lexims, to examine the system of paradigmatic relations, including synonymic, antomic, and hyponymic, etc., to identify the associative and derivational connection of the lexims that reflect the historical and cultural background of the given period, to reconstruct the semantic field of lexims that represent social relations and realities in the text of the Kipchak monuments, and finally, to elucidate the semantic changes of words in the historical lexicon of Turkic languages and to determine their continuity within modern Turkic languages. Yeah. Okay. So my methodology and the research is mostly based on focusing on the materials, Golden Horde, Yarlıks, and Batıks, Defteri, Chengizname, and Ödemiş Kajis. Yeah. Yeah. So the material of the the first material I'm focusing on is Golden Horde, Yarlıks, and Batıks collected by Özitgen. It includes 5 Yarlıks and Batıks. The second one is Defteri Chengizname, edited by Maria Ivanic and Mirkasım Usmanov. And the third one is Chengizname by Ödemiş Kajı. So now I would like to briefly mention about the level of study on this topic. Unfortunately, archaeological scholarship have traditionally focused on areas like phonology, morphology, and etymology. So so the very few scholars have done many significant works on this topic, and and this is so this is what my research novelty about. The study of new Kipchak monuments using modern technology and methodology is a priority task of temporary Turkology. The dissertation analyzes previously understudied monuments of the Golden Horde period. This text reviews both the activities of rulers and the broader social, historical, and cultural worldview of the period. Within this context, the dissertation examines the historical and cultural constant of the Golden Horde and post-Golden Horde areas. And next, I would like to move on to the theoretical basis of the study. Okay. First, I would like to briefly introduce the historical and cultural context of the Golden Horde and Kipchaks. So Kipchaks is a people form appeared first time in about 11th centuries, and after they were conquered by the Golden Horde, since the majority of the population were Kipchak tribes, so like the Golden Horde has been quickly assimilated by the local Kipchak speakers, and then like Golden Horde has left some documents worthwhile for nowadays scholars to study historically and linguistically. The next is the theory of lexical semantics. This dissertation adopts modern lexical semantics as its theoretical foundation for analyzing meaning in Kipchak historical texts, following the tradition from Saussure to Ogden and Richard. Meaning is understood not as a direct relation between words and objects, but as a structured relationship between signifier, signified, and reference. Language is therefore treated as a system of science whose meanings are defined internally through their relation within the linguistic system rather than through isolated word-object correspondences. I'm following a specific semantic model which established by Porzik and Theriot specifically, and so the whole model can be divided into 3 components to describe the semantic relationship between words. The first is the syntagmatic relations, which is the presents horizontal relation between words, and the syntax and the paradigmatic relations, including synonyms, antonyms, and hyponyms. It represents a lexical hierarchy. And the third one is derivational associative relation, and by using suffixes or form changes, the semantics relations also change. So this is the whole model, and let's have a look at this graphs. Yes, and it's on the very left side is the Saussure's signifier and signifier graphs, and also the Ogden's meanings triangle. And also I'm following this model about like examining the narrowing or bordering of the semantics, and also I'm also looking at the relations between the semantic fields, and they are also what are they like, if they are overlapped or they are totally semantically irrelevant. So the second chapter and the first category I'm examining is kinship semantic field. The kinship semantic field reconstructed from the Middle Kipchak corpus shows a highly structured and socially meaningful system. It is divided into 3 major sectors: paternal, maternal, and affinal, which is the combination based on marriage relations, each further organized by gender and seniority. This structure reflects the patriarchal but tripartite organization of Golden Horde society. And I would like to present an example I conducted in my research, which is ata. So ata is one of the oldest and most stable kinship terms in Turkic. It originally means father and appears very early in Turkic written tradition, where it replaced the older word Khan. This shows an important lexical shift between Old and Middle Turkic, but the core meaning of the ata has been remaining stable. In early sources such as the Divani Lugat at-Turk, ata clearly means father, and it is typically paired with ana to express the idea of parents. The word has been preserved in all modern Turkic languages, but with different nuances. In some languages, it still means father, and in others, it refers to grandfather, such as in Kazakh. In modern Kazakh, Kazakh is especially rich in meaning, and it can mean father, grandfather, ancestor, father-in-law, and even founder. Expressions such as ata baba for fathers and ata konus, ancestral land, show that ata does not only refer to a person or only convey kinship meaning, but also to heritage, continuity, and collective memory. In this way, kata links biological kinship with cultural identity and historical tradition. And the next field I examined is a profession semantic field, and I collected dozens of profession names and examined their okay. So this is I have been collected many professional names, and which also it indicates the complexity and sophisticity of the Golden Horde society, and which proves that even during the Golden Horde, it has a very sophisticated bureaucratic and economic infrastructure in this state. And the next one is military semantic field, and for this part I collected also over 50 words, and they can be divided into different subcategories such as official ranks and tactic names and weaponry names, and it shows this different. The military culture remained in Golden Horde. And the next one, the last one, is the social political semantic field. I examined from three division governance. First, I'm looking at two divisions. The first is the noble names, and the second one is the social organization. And by examining these different lexemes, I discover how this the social hierarchy of Golden Horde has shaped during his time. So this is my conclusion. The dissertation demonstrates that the language of Kipchak monuments constitutes a structured semantic system through which the social, political, and cultural realities of the Golden Horde and its successor states are expressed. By applying semantic field theory to historical Kipchak texts, the study reveals how social relations and institutes were encoded in lexemes and their semantic relations. The results contribute to the theoretical foundations of Turkic historical semantics and provide a basis for further research on the lexical and semantic structure of Turkic written monuments. Thank you.
The presentation has concluded. We thank Erbol Munai.
Thank you.
What questions do you have for the candidate for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD? Erbol, you can write down the questions.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. What questions?
Dear Erbol,
Geçiniz
I
biz
have
kaçan
three
sıraklarda
questions.
koyuyoruz kalkın mı?
First of all, why you didn't use Karata Varikh, which was published in Kazan? I know that there are a lot of mistakes in this book, but a lot of persons think that Karatavarikh is the second version of Utimish Haji. That's why is the question, why you didn't use Karatavarikh. Second question is, I didn't find some sentences about the meanings of the word Orda and Orge. It's very well-known sentences about white horde, blue horde, and Bozorda, and why you didn't explain all meanings of the word Orda and Orge. We know that Orge, and can you explain the difference between Orda and Orge? And third, about the Tarhan. Do you know that there are a lot of meanings of the Tarhan word, and also we have one meaning. It's like Tarhan tribe. It was one tribe. They come from Kishlik and Badai. They emirs of Genghis Khan. They were from Klingut tribe. And why? Can you? What do you know about Tarhan tribe? And can you add some information about Tarhan tribe? We know that it's like title, but it also have Tarhan tribe that they lived near Turkestan in 15th century, for example, and then they went to Sindh in Pakistan. And what do you know? Do you have enough information about Tarhan tribe? Thank you.
I'm sorry. Could you repeat the name of the tribe? Tarhan.
Tarhan. You know that Badai and Kashlik, when they helped Genghis Khan to survive, Genghis Khan gave them titles, Tarhan, Badai and Kashlik.
Yes.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And,
Thank you.
yeah.
I have a few questions.
İşte SP'diler şular.
Attention, please. Dear members of the dissertation council and the participants of this dissertation defense, let me ask the candidate one short question. Mr. Erbol Munai, it's clear that Turkic words ata, grandfather, and baba, great-grandfather, express kinship relations. But are there historical or cultural contexts in which their meanings evolved beyond or without kinship?
Thank you for your question.
Other any Fisher? Есть у вас вопросы? Можете задавать вопросы онлайн.
У меня нет вопросов.
У вас нет вопросов.
Estiler hatır mı?
Профессор Юлаев, у вас есть вопросы?
I have a few
Можете на
questions.
русском, да, переведем.
Yerbol, do you hear me?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
I have several quick questions you may wish to answer. One is, how do you define these as, what is your definition for calling these Kıpçak monuments? Is it linguistic? Is it something else? Because these texts are in what is later called Çağatay or Turki. They're in the Central Asian literary dialect. They're not written in Kıpçak, unlike the Codex Cumanicus or the text in Mamluk Kıpçak, for example. So that's one question.
Yes.
A second question is how you define some of these terms historically. So, for example, if I recall correctly, you talk about beg or bey as military commander, but there's work on various aspects of the history of the Golden Cord which you don't use. And I think, I have tried to explain these very clearly as connected with tribal hierarchy.
Yeah.
And none of that appears in your dissertation. So I was wondering what your basis is for example, calling Beck or Beg Bey military commander.
Yeah. Sure.
And so I think those are my two most important questions.
Yeah. Thank you.
I would
Thank you.
also
Yes.
add that there are some issues, some small mistakes with the Arabic words that you use, like kasab would have an
Oh, yeah.
alif, Qaf, Sad, alif, ba, for example. But that's a small technical issue.
Sure. Yes, because I just follow the secondary source I was referring to, so maybe that's the reason. I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah. Sorry. Yeah.
But how do you define a Kupchak monument? In your dissertation, you called them Kupchak.
Yes, exactly.
Iltamish Haji,
it's a very
why
good
are they
question.
Kupchak? How are they Kupchak?
Yeah. Yes, exactly. May I reply you now, or do a response now, or after all members?
You can respond later. I've never participated in a defense before at Yenu, so I don't know the procedure. So you can respond later.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you for understanding.
Thank you.
I have two questions.
In your dissertation, has the meaning, the vaccine, and change all the time.
Thank you.
Mr.
Thank you, Professor Shakir Ibrahimovic.
Mr. Erbol, to my questions. Why did you choose these three sources among the Kipchak monuments for your analysis? What was your rationale behind this choice? Second question. What historical works have you consulted in the course of your dissertation research? Yeah.
Thank you for your question.
Good day, dear members of ahead of the council, dissertation council, and the members of the dissertation council. I have two quick questions too. What kind of derivational forms you have observed in your research, and what kind of semantic changes they pass through?
Thank you for your question,
Thank you.
Professor Kubayeva.
Thank you for your question. Erbol Munai, you are permitted to prepare your answers. While the doctoral candidate is preparing responses, the floor is given to the candidate's domestic scientific advisor, Шамирдинова Нурулла Габасовна. Doctor of Philology, Professor of the Department of Turkology at Gumilyov Eurasian National University.
I'm reading my review. Kipchak studies in the study of the Kipchak monument remain leading areas of Turkology researched by foreign and domestic historians, culture scholars, and philologists. Bartek, Kraskovsky, Minorsky, Makvart, Ivanovich, Rybakov, Taksin, Ishtvan, Kreshtorny, Tungazin, Pletnyova, Kumekov, Akhinjanov, Sabitov, Sabir, and others. Our department continues this tradition of the studying by studying Kipchak monument from different areas and different graphic systems. Erbol Munai's dissertation research is devoted to the studying the lexical semantic of the Kipchak monument from the Golden Horde area. In particular, various decrees of the Khans, as well as Defter Chingiz Neme and Otamechhazem Chingiz Neme. No similar research has been conducted to date, and it is both relevant and demand. Erbol Munai has done extensive research in both the theoretical and practical aspects of analysis this monument. His knowledge of Chinese, English, and Kazakh inbuilt in the doctoral student to study the search in the scientific literature in the original language. The following theoretical part of the dissertation reveals the semantic and historical culture justification on the dissertation topic based on the works of such scholars Dörfer, Erdal, Clausen, Blumfeld, Ullmann, Joman, Ogden Research, Ivanich, Iskakov, and others. In the concept semantic field, the leading methodology was the identification of the thematic group that reviews the social relate of the golden area, social title, social institute, weapons, and others, followed by the analysis of the semantic in this group, in turn of the syntagmatic habilitation, paradigmatic relation, and associative variational connections. In the analysis of monuments, Erbol Munai, having systematized the lexical system of the monument by semantic group, reveals the semantic field according to the planar methodology, chapters 2 and 3. This analysis made it impossible to identify semantic transformation of the lexeme in the monument, narrowing or broadening of meanings. Continued of the semantic change in modern Turkish language, in the Kazakh language, and also to reveal the worldview of the Kipchaks in Golden Horde area. During the research process, Munai strictly followed the requirements of the academic consultant, was responsible, attending consultant on time, demonstrated his ability, and aptitude for semantic research. Completing in the internship in Sweden at the Department of Foreign Consultant, undergoing testing in the Department of Turkology, Gumilov, Eurasian National University, publishing 3 articles in publication recommended by Science Committee. It's us an article in journal indexing Scopus database. Erbol Munai's dissertation research on the semantic field of school relevation in the Kipchak monument meets the requirement for dissertation research in terms the format and content. I want to say that the Erbol's dissertation or semantic model of analysis was created for the first time in the Kazakhstan Turkology, in modern Turkology all.
Review of the doctoral thesis, the semantic field of social relations in the Kipchak monuments by Erbol Munai, educational program 8D 02212, Turkology. There is a significant number of Middle Turkish documents dealing with the history of Central Asia, with particularly relevance on the life and social structure of the Turkish and Mongolic tribes of the given time period. From a basic perspective, these sources can be divided into 2 major categories. historiographies representing the Chinese name tradition and official documents and degrees issued by hands and other higher authorities. In the last decades, some of these sources have been published and investigated in philological studies. The available editions provide a solid basis for various kinds of detailed investigation, from paleographical studies to analysis of sentence structure, from Kiship terminology to socio-cultural analysis. In this, Erbol Munai is focusing on the detailed analysis of the society-related vocabulary of the chosen Middle Turkish documents. We already know this set of words and basic descriptions are available in previous studies and dictionaries. A thorough investigation of them has not been carried out yet. Mr. Munai applies complex technology in his doctoral thesis in order to provide a complex and accurate description of the selected terms. On the one hand, they collects every single example from the primary sources and analyzes them from philological points of view. On the other hand, they uses a new linguistic method to describe the internal structure of the passes, clauses in which them terms are. This complex approach makes it possible to provide a more accurate description of the selected terms, their use and semantic. Additionally, Mr. Munai's description contributes to the better understanding of the social structures and life of the Turkish-speaking tribes and Khanats of Central Asia. After the introduction, Mr. Munai presents the theoretical and methodological background of his study. It is a special combination of historical, philological, semantic, structural semantics, the semiotic triangle of Ogden and Richards, and the semantic The main parts present the selected terms in alphabetic order: aga, ana, ata, etc. These individual sections give detailed review of the previous literature, as well as the author's own findings and conclusions. Example sentence was quoted from the consulted sources. They not only support the author's claims, but help the readers to contextualize them. By that, the semantic analysis, the syntactic relations types are also evaluated. The chapters are concluded with detailed discussions of results. For instance, section 2.1.2 is about findings in relations to Kiship terminology. The comparative analysis reveals a detailed picture of the inter-system. Dividing the terms into Cashman by blood and Cashman by marriage is an important observation. Section 222 provides a detailed analysis of the professional terms derived by the suffix. Feature such comments and finding are available in each concluding section. My overall judgment Mr. Munai is follows as a continue. The work meets the general requirement and expectations for doctoral thesis. The doctoral student, Mr. Erbol Munai, deserves admission to the doctoral defense. Professor Laszlo Karay. Второй. Ағай.
To conduct the online voting procedure, the floor is given to Azmukhanova Ayman Makhsatovna, Academic Secretary of the Dissertation Council.
Thank you. So I'm responding to this question, the good question you have asked. First to Dr. Sabitov. You asked like, why didn't you use Karatawari? The first thing is Karatawari, for the personal reason, Karatawari doesn't have like Latin transliteration available so far. So for the consistency of the transliteration I have to use in my work, so I chose to use the Chinese and it's transliterated by the Japanese scholar Kawaguchi Nagamine, and that book was published in 2008. And this is the reason why I didn't use Kawatabari, but I think it is a very good point. And since my Russian is improving, so I think in my future research, I'm going to include Kawatabari in my research. The second one is you asked me why I didn't mention Orda and Orde. So Orda is a military encampment, and in the beginning, and actually I have the same question when I did my research, when I examining Chinggis Name, but surprisingly I haven't found any words Orda and Orde, and instead of Orda and Orde, they use toy to refer to the military encampment. So toy, like in writing in modern Kazakh or in modern Turkic languages, at that time it means like military encampment. So toy was functioning in the place of order in the material. And also the Darkhan tribe, I haven't seen the like some mention about this tribe, but it do occurred several times about the Tarkhan as like official rank. Yes, like this in the Yarlık of Toktamış. No, like Temür Kutluk, he addressed Yarlık to his Darkhans and also mentioned this word. Yeah, and so I hope these are respond. Yeah, and this I think the second one is Dr. Yeah, Dr. Oh, sorry, I have to check. Sorry. Yeah. Sorry, Professor Amantay Jalkhasanoglu. So, thank you for your question, and I would like to express the kinship relationship of Ata and Baba. So, Ata is a father for sure, and Baba and Baba also, it means like the forefather. But like Ata and Baba, when they combine together, it envy not strategically the specific relative, but it's generally referring to ancestry. So I think within the semantic field, Ata and Baba linked kinship to collect memory and legitimacy. They are crucial for understanding how genealogy supports political and social orders, especially like in Kazakh, we have some like Atababa Njolo, like ancestry road or habits. And this is this is what I think about your question. And thank you. So Dr. Shamil Holo.
Thank you, Mr. Erbol. I'm satisfied with your answer.
Yeah.
I have no more questions.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Professor Amantay Jalkhasanoglu. And now let's turn to Professor Yulay Shamil. So first, you asked me why I define these monuments as Kipchak. So the first thing is I think they are thematically connected to each other because they all have some relevance with the Jochit, with the Jochit family. And so, yeah, for example, the Yarliks and Pitiks, they are like personally issued by Jochit rulers, and either that day Chingstama and Chingstama by Ötesh Makhaji. They are also referring to the story of the Jochit rulers, and also a golden horde can be also because golden horde is a very Russified term, and sometimes like in other materials it can also be called the Kipchak Ulus or Kipchak Khaganate. So that's the reason I personally refer to these monuments as Kipchak monuments. And also you mentioned that is everything okay? And also like the Chinggis Nama, you mentioned that it is written in Turkey. I have no doubt about that. It's kind of like Chagatai script, but we have to also think about. And I have read some articles talking about it has some like Kipchak linguistic traces in his work, and also I personally not very 100% support the usage of term Chagatai because it is more because I think at that time people are not following a very uniformed writing system or code. Yes, and also the second one is you asked why I interpret Big and B as military leader. So it is like the original meaning of Big is tribal leader is for sure. And I think in the beginning of my part about of my chapter 3, I talk about the warfare culture in the nomadic people. So I personally believe tribal leaders and military obligation is also a very big part of being a tribal leader. So, and especially during wartime, these BX can also function as military leader, especially when I checked about like ancient old Turkic monuments. They also have some places mentioned that like the Kagan ordered these BX to lead like a troop to go to somewhere. So I think like military leader is also a part of being big. It's a part of his job, I think. And about this like spelling mistakes, thank you for mentioning that, and I will correct them. Yes, for sure. Thank you. Is that convincing to you, Doctor?
I disagree with you, but it's okay.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So thank you, Dr. Yulai Shemiolo, and also for the question asked by Professor Shakir Ibrahimovic. Thank you for your question. You asked me about the changing of the meaning of lexeme AL. So in my dissertation, I think Yale is one of the most important social political term because it is originally meaning people and Yale, but over time Yale can also refer to state and country, or also like tribes or feudal in some cases. So I think the changes of meaning of Yale also demonstrates the characteristics or the nature of nomadic states, that people are not attached to the land but attached to people. So that's why people can also be how to say, like referred to as state. And also in my research, the Yale has like two kind of combination with following words, the semantic relations. Like sometimes it has like some words, some phrase like Yelendie, which means in one's state. And in this case, like Yale is exactly a place, a location. But in the second case, Yale, it was referred to like Yale de Bier, and which means like to distribute or to separate the people or the tribes. So I think this is the changing of the changing of the meaning of Yale over time. And thank you for your question, Professor Shakir Ibrahimovic. And let's turn to Professor Professor Az Mukhanova. So you asked me about why I chose specifically these three sources for my analysis, and I like what I mentioned above, like these three sources are thematically relevant. They are connected to each other, and they all has like something to do with the Chinggisid family. And the second, like what kind of historical work I have consulted. So historically, I consulted like the Chinese history book, like the like Shiji, but like for the earlier description of nomadic people, and it's not specifically about Kipchak because it is there are very rare mentions in Chinese written sources talking about Kipchak people. But I also used, or not used, but I just reference like this Arabic and Persianate historiographical works like Jami al-Tawarikh or Zafarnameh or the Tawarikh-i-Rashid, and they all have this such works. And about the Western storybooks, I have checked Soket's Inner Asian History and the Cosmos, Inner Asian Warriors and Warfare Culture of Inner Asia. Yes. So I think this
For the
answers your
excellent
question.
answer, yes.
Thank you.
Nursul İbrahim.
Also, like,
Ibrahim.
and for
Да.
the last question asked by Dr. Kubayeva, you asked me about this derivational form that come with semantic changes, and actually it is a very interesting question because, for example, when I was writing my chapter about profession names, and the most important suffix is ch, which like it designates like the function of work to the root or to the word it's attached. It attaches, and for example, like there are a lot like tamgachi or yeah, like tamgachi, like betikchi. They are all like tamgachi. They were like cell keeper, and betikchi, they were like a scribe. And this is true. Is a very productive suffix even in modern Turkic languages. Also, I have discovered the derivational form like borrowed from the Mongolic language, which is wool, and like they predominantly like located in this military this profession names involving with military, like Karavul or Tohtavul. They are also this wool is like Karavul is a guard, and Kara, which means to watch, and wool with this suffix it became a guard, and also I find, but wool over time lost its own grammatical function and it became outdated kind of. So I from another place I have discovered word like Karawulche. So like they have two suffixes to combine each other. Yes. And so this is my response to your question, Dr. Kubayeva. And
No, thank you
I
for
think
your
this
detailed
responds to your-
explanation. Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you. Thank you for your questions.
Thank you, Erbol Munai. We now proceed to the discussion with the official reviewers. The floor is given to the official reviewer, Nursul Ibrahimna Buketova, Doctor of Philology, professor at Buketov Karaganda National Research University. Please. Nursul Ibrahimna.
Okay. Okay. Dear members of the Academic Council for the Defense of Doctoral Dissertations, dear Chairman of the Council, dear colleagues, I am very pleased to meet you and participate in the work of the Academic Council as a reviewer. Review of the dissertation titled the thematic field of social relations in the Kipchak monuments by Erbol Munai, submitted for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in specialty 8D02212 Turkology. The dissertation is devoted to the important problem in modern Turkology to fill in the gaps in the researching of the lexical system of insufficiently studied monuments. The lexical system is considered through temporal futures in the synchronic diachronic framework of comparative historical and typological linguistics. The investigation of unresolved issues in Turkology is among the state's priority areas for the development of the humanities. The dissertation is devoted to the study of the lexicon of ancient Kipchak written monuments in a systematic framework, specifically to the thematic classification and the structuring of this material within semantic fields. If we proceed from the position that the human being is the central figure in the accumulation of knowledge within the space of words and things, then lexical items are predominantly grouped around the theme of human. Therefore, based on the thematic analysis of the lexicon, Erbol Munai draws conclusion about the historical and social situation that had taken shape among the Kipchak tribes during the Golden Horde period, as reflected in two Kipchak monuments of the 14th to 17th centuries, Chingiz Nama by Utimish Haji and Daftari Chingiz Nama. The work makes a significant contribution to the science, and its importance is well disclosed. The level of independence of the dissertation research performance is quite high. The independence of the doctoral student is expressed in the ability to work with regulatory documents, scientific literature. The author demonstrated independence when working with theoretical material, qualitative analysis of the research results. The relevance of Erbol Munai dissertation is substantiated. The relevance of the research is determined by the insufficient Kipchak monument studies. Besides, it has been necessary to justify their lexical semantics. The content of the dissertation reflects the stated research topic. The doctoral dissertation consists of an introduction, 3 chapters, a conclusion, and references. The aim and objectives correspond to the topic of the dissertation. The aim of the research is to provide a scientific justification and analysis of the semantics of lexemes in the Kipchak monuments. Research objectives reveal the content of the topic, and the reliability of the results obtained is confirmed. All sections and provisions of the dissertation are logically and fully interconnected. Scientific results and provisions are new and partially new. Research result 1 is partially new. Research result 2 is partially new. The lexical system of these monuments is analyzed, lexemes are selected, and they are thematically classified according to social relations in the Golden Horde period. Research result 3 is new. One of the main results of the study is the semantic analysis of historical lexemes through conceptual analysis of syntagmatic and paradigmatic semantic relations and associative derivational connections, polysemy, and derivational potential. Research result 4 is new. Research result 5 is new. Within the semantic field of lexemes that reflect the social relation of people in a given historical period, the study identifies the historical meanings of words, their transformation, and their continuity with similar lexemes in modern Turkic languages. The conclusions of the dissertation are new and reflect the realized aim and objectives of the research. The content of each conclusion is based on a detailed study and analysis of the theoretical premises and approaches presented in the scientific literature, the empirical data obtained, and reflects the author's own position. The obtained results reflected in the conclusions provide a solution of the problem of substantiating the theoretical foundation in the synchronic diachronic analysis of the lexicon of Kipchak monuments in modern Turkology. Technological solutions are new and justified. The dissertation work proposes developed technology of creating lexicon of Kipchak monuments in modern Turkology. The main conclusions of their research are sufficiently substantiated. The validity of the first and second results is achieved through extensive study and analysis of scientific works on comparative historical linguistics. Selection of the words in the thematical classification has also been studied. The dissertation employs general scientific methods such as description, classification, generalization, and analysis. All five provisions submitted for the defense have been proved. All five provisions submitted for the defense are not trivial. All five provisions submitted for the defense are partially new and new. A level of provisions for application is medium. The choice of methodology is justified, described in sufficient detail, and determines the validity of the results of the research. The results of the study can contribute to the development of theoretical foundation of historical lexicology and semantic analysis in Turkic languages. The dissertation expands the boundaries of lexical semantics, enriching its theoretical models and revealing new dimensions in the interaction between language and culture. The author uses a sufficient number of sources for a literary review. There are 91 literary sources used in the dissertation work. The research can be applied in the teaching of Turkic languages, in the compilation of dictionaries, and in further studies of historical semantics and semantic field methodology. The methodology of semantic analysis will be especially useful in the study of Turkic written monuments produced in various writing systems. Thus, the research has high theoretical value. The dissertation is distinguished by a competent scientific style of presentation and high quality of academic writing. Turkology as a linguistic discipline has always been the focus of my research, both from a comparative historical perspective and in terms of the dynamic development of Turkic languages up to their modern state. Of particular interest is the Kipchak branch, to which my native language Kazakh belongs. Unfortunately, for a long period, Turkology was subjected to ideological pressure during the Soviet era. As a result, a significant part of the historical written heritage remained inaccessible in Turkologist. In the review dissertation by Erbol Munai, one of its primary merits lies in the author's engagement with written Kipchak monuments that until now had not been the object of linguistic research. The examination of lexical material in the texts of the monuments from a historical retrospective, combined with its analysis in the synchronic dimension, the study of lexical semantic fields, and the identification of thematic classifications constitutes the second major strength of the dissertation. Another important conclusion concerns the preservation in the modern Kazakh language of many features of the ancient Turkic linguistic system. The study of Kipchak monuments makes it possible to conclude that the Turkic semantics of kinship and social existence among the Kazakhs has retained both its ancient lexical stock and the social hierarchy associated with it. The dissertation provides a detailed analysis of lexical material that allows the reconstruction of the historical and social landscape formed among the Kipchak tribes during the period of Golden Horde, as reflected in monuments dating from the 14th to the 17th centuries. Recommendation to Erbol Munai to continue the research within a comparative historical and contrastive framework for the pursuing the study of Turkic written monuments in order to identify universal phenomena in the development of the lexicogrammatical and word formation systems of modern related Turkic languages. At the scientific level of the doctoral candidates' articles on the research topic corresponds to the topic, the semantic field of social relations in the Kipchak monuments. The presented research is a holistic, relevant, independent, and complete piece of work and meets the requirements for a dissertation submitted for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in the specialty 8D 02212 Turkology. In this regard, we confirm that the doctoral student Erbol Munai deserves awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, in the specialty AD 02212 Turkology. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much, Nursullo Ibrahimovna. We would like to thank you for your analysis of applicant Munai Erbol's dissertation and for your positive feedback. Yeah. Кратко.
Thank you, Dr. Nursullo Buketovna. Thank you for your positive response and very thoughtful comments. And you also mentioned about I should explore more about the derivational and associative, like formation and the relation of this in the semantic field study. And I totally agree with you. And I also had been done related work in my research, but maybe in the future I will explore more and to find like more associative and derivational forms which exist in this monuments in the Turkic languages. Yeah, thank you.
Good luck. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. My review for the dissertation submitted by Erbol Munai titled The Semantic Field of Social Relations in the Kipchak Monuments for the award of the Doctor of Philosophy degree in the specialty 8D02212 Turkology. The dissertation entitled The Semantic Field of Social Relations in the Kipchak Monuments, submitted by Erbol Munai in partial fulfillment of the requirements for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD in the specialty AD 02212 Turkology, corresponds to the new direction of development in modern scholarship. The topic of dissertation corresponds to the state program for the implementation of language policy in the Republic of Kazakhstan for 2020-2025, as well as to the state program for the development of education and the science of Republic of Kazakhstan for 2020-2025. The dissertation also corresponds to the research priority area, fundamental, applied, and interdisciplinary studies in the humanities, the community of history and the culture, literature, and the language, tradition, and the values. True scientific significance. It is evident that the dissertation makes a significant contribution to scholarship. The work of the great theoretical importance. The result of the research contribute to the further development of theoretical essays and the historical, lexical, and enrich a number of pressing problems on source studies, textology, and lexicography. In this dissertation, the doctoral candidate seeks to reveal the world view of the period through a semantic analysis of the discourse and the diplomatic correspondence of the Golden Horde, Khans, as well as the language, genealogical works such as Urtemiz Haji's Chingisname and the Dafari Chingisname. Three principles of writing itself. The dissertation is writing at the higher scholar level. The work meets the established requirements for academic research. The materials employed are substantiated with concrete linguistic data. The others independent organization of scholar throws and the substantiation of arguments with examples are consistent and the conclusions are clear. The research has yielded specific scientific results and there is a close logical connection among them. For principle of international unity, the relevance of the dissertation is fairly substantive. The linguist's cognitive aspect in the linguistic requires and in their plenary approach is directly connected with such fields as the sociology, physiology, and the others, based on the theoretical principles of lexical semantics, the study implicit semantic field theory, and the rich linguistic corpus, namely the Daftari Chingisname and the Otemiskaji's Chingisname. The content of the dissertation related to the dissertation topic. The content of dissertation comprehensively the topic of study. The three chapters of the research are internationally coherent and all three demonstrate that semantic relations among work in historical text form, structured semantic, filed reflection and family systems, economic specialization and administrative haggis of the Golden Horde. The aims and the objectives and the dissertation fully correspond to its topic. They are clearly formulated in the study and the doctoral candidate has fully achieved the goals and the tasks set during the research process. The dissertation examines the semantic of lexemes found in 14th, 13th century Kipchak monuments Altan Orda yarlıkları min bitkileri throws carrying out the task differing in the accordance with the research objective, the other has fully accomplished the state goal. All sections and the overall structure of the dissertation are logically and coherently interconnected. The first chapter demonstrated that the kinship lexicon of Middle Kipchak language is highly systematic and rich in social information. In the second chapter, nearly 30 different occupational titles and analysis revealing as a diversity of economic life and the development of specialized professions. In the third chapter, based on semantic analysis, it is established that the meaning of term denoting state of pupil underwent semantic experience. A critical analysis is provided with regard to the new solutions proposed by after. The research has refined this solution by comparing them with previously established a priori. The scientific result and the conclusion of the study entirely new. Science lexems reflects the social worldview from the periods of the Golden Horde, Yarlık, and the Bittiks. The Daftari Chingisnama and the Chingisnama have been themselves classified, and the semantic of the historical lexicon found in these monuments is its continuity with the lexical semantics of modern Turkish language as well as its semantic transformation have been exemplified from comparative analysis. The results and the principle blended across the linguistic domains of the monuments text of a novel character. The conclusions drawn from the result of the dissertation research can be regarded as entirely new. Already, the study of semantic of historical monuments, particularly when framework the Golden Horde and the Middle Kipchak periods, has not outside scope for Turkologists. Early scholarship has focused primarily on morphology and etymology. The technology, economic, and administrative solution processes in the dissertation are entirely new and are substantive from both scientific, theoretical, and practical perspectives. The principles in the dissertation have been substantiated. It has been established that the Eastern Turkic language with it by Volga Kipchak communities was written in the Turkic language. The arguments presented in dissertation are not trivial. The principal outlined in the research original. The implicit of dissertation principles is both based on the finding and the result of study. 5 articles has been published in domestic and international social outlets and in scientific theoretical international conferences. The showing of methodology for the dissertation is well justified, and the research methods employed clearly described in the relevant chapters of dissertation. The results. Having given a positive evolution of Erbol Munai's dissertation entailed the semantic part of social relations in Kipchak monuments for the specialty AD 02212 Turkology. I consider him deserving of degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you, Dr. Saule Kurmanbayeva, Imamberdiyeva. Thank you for your positive response. And also thank you for very insightful and helpful comments. Oh yeah, so like I have checked the military culture of the Turkic people and nomadic people, but not specifically to the Kazakh people. So your recommendations are very helpful to me for my future study. So I will consider it into my future research. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Erbol Munai. Dear Nuslu Ibrahimna and Saule Kurmanbayevna, we would like to thank you for your in-depth analysis of applicant Munai Erbol's dissertation and for your positive feedback. The official discussion has concluded. The official reviewers have given positive evaluations of the applicant's dissertation. We now proceed to the general discussion stage. We proceed to the open academic discussion. All members on the dissertation council will speak in turn, briefly expressing their evaluations on the applicant's dissertation research and presentation, their positions and their questions and recommendations for the degree candidate of presenting specific questions and suggestions regarding the dissertations and the presentations. 2 minutes per participant.
Now I would like to express my observations on the dissertation as an unofficial reviewer. As far as advisors and the reviewers have already mentioned and pointed out or provided detailed review of the work and highlighted the significance of the work, I would like to express my observation in brief. And I would like to point to the strongest aspects of the dissertation. The dissertation presents comprehensive and theoretically well-grounded semantic analysis of Kipchak monuments, which have previously received, for example, limited semantic focused attention from scholars. And one of the strongest aspects of the dissertation work, I think, the use of, for example, the use of authentic Kipchak sources and systematic selection of lexims reflecting the social relations, institutions, and military organizations. The another strongest point of the work is the combination of methodologies of historical linguistics with the modern semantic approaches. At the pre-defense of the dissertation, I acted as an official reviewer and recommended to the author of this dissertation, expanding the discussion of semantic theory by incorporating the works of linguists from Turkic-speaking countries, as well as making minor editorial revision to correct terminology and eliminate small inaccuracies. These remarks were taken into account by the author, doctoral candidate, and were addressed in the revised version of the dissertation. Now, the dissertation is an original completed work that meets requirements for the doctoral research in trachology, and Erbol Munai deserves award of the corresponding academic degree of PhD in trachology. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Есть еще? And are there any further speakers?
I can add some words. First of all, I'm as historian know Dr. Чингизнаме and Узимеш Хаджи Чингизнаме as historical sources, and in this station I can see a lot of philological explanations, and I think it's really good work that can explain a lot of meanings of the words when we need it for history, for the medieval history. That's why I think that the station is pretty good, so that's why we can go to vote.
Thank you very much, Professor Жасал Muratovich. Are there any further speakers? Yeah.
Dear Chairman and members of the dissertation committee, now I would like to present my review of the PhD dissertation Erbol Munai, the semantic field of social relation in the Kipchak monuments. The dissertation by Erbol Munai is devoted to the study of the semantic field of the social relation in Kipchak monuments of the Golden Horde period. The research addresses an important and insufficiently explored area of trachological studies, namely the systematic semantic analysis of historical lexicon based on medieval Kipchak written sources. The topic is relevant both from a linguistic and a historical cultural perspective and corresponds fully to the requirement for doctoral research in the field of trachology. The dissertation demonstrates a high level of scholarly maturity, a solid theoretical foundation, and a well-defined methodological framework. The author successfully combines historical linguistics with modern semantic field theory in order to reconstruct the social worldview reflected in medieval Kipchak texts. The scientific novelty of the study lies in the semantic application of semantic field theory of Golden Horde and post-Golden Horde Kipchak monuments, including Golden Horde Yarlik, Daftar-i Jingiznama, and Jingiznama by Ötemiş Hacı. These sources are analyzed not merely as historical texts, but as linguistic systems encoding social structure and cultural values. The reconstruction of semantic fields and the identification of paradigmatic, syntagmatic, and associative relations represent a significant original contribution to historical semantics in trachology. The first chapter provides a solid theoretical and historical foundation, contextualizing the Golden Horde period and outlining the principles of lexical semantics and semantic field theory. The second and third chapter present the core imperial analysis, focusing on semantic fields related to kinship, professions, military terminology, and socio-political lexemes. The analysis is detailed, well illustrated with examples from the sources and supported by comparative references to other Turkic languages. Particularly valuable is the author's attention to semantic continuity and transformation, which allows for tracing the evolution of historical lexemes into modern Turkic languages. In conclusion, the Erbol Munai's dissertation represents a substantial and original contribution to modern Turkology. The research is theoretically sound, methodologically consistent, and empirically rich. The objectives of the study have been fully achieved, and the conclusions are well supported by the analysis. The dissertation meets all the formal and academic requirements from a PhD thesis. Thank you for attention.
Thank you very much. Answer, Erbol Munai.
Thank you, Dr. Kupayeva, Dr. Sabitov, and Dr. Sain. Thank you for your supportive and positive comments, and I will keep exploring on this topic and keep improving my work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much. There are no speakers, yes. The discussion of Erbol Munai's dissertation has concluded. We now proceed the members of the dissertation council to the procedure of secret online voting on the results on the dissertation defense.
To conduct the online voting procedure, therefore,
Dear permanent and temporary members of the dissertation council and the two reviewers of the dissertation, we inform you that you are to take part in the voting procedure. Since Professor Nurila Gabasna Shemirdinova, a permanent member of the dissertation council, is the scientific supervisor of the doctoral candidate, she is not eligible to participate in the voting procedure. Only the voting permanent and temporary members of the dissertation council and the two reviewers shall remain in the hall. The total number of voting participants is 8. Therefore, we kindly ask all other attendants to leave the dissertation council hall. You may re-enter the hall after 10-15 minutes. Только остаются диссертационные, временные, постоянные и рецензенты остаются.
Sonda kalabilirim.
Жетекшілерінде болмайды. Сейчас я скажу. Профессор Юлай.
Ben kalabileyim. Shall I stay?
Альфия Шапкетовна, Нурсула Ибраевна, внимательно слушаем, да? Альфия Шапкетовна, я вам потом на... Ой, а что на это? Ладно, через это не крикнула. Принять, да? Ага, все. Dear members of the dissertation council and official reviewers participating in the online voting, all of you are registered in the Smart YNU system using your login and password. Please sign into Smart YNU. Select research activity. Research activity. Next, then choose dissertation council. Council. And proceed to the doctoral candidate card. Yes? Нурсула Ибраевна, yes? Professor Юлай?
I see it.
Alpesha Petrovna, Professor Alpesha Petrovna, yes, yeah. From the list of candidates, please find 5 minutes. Қыз. Я тіркелуде. Мен ашқан жоқпын ғой әлі. Подождите минуточку. Отдыхайте чуть-чуть. Сейчас, минуточку. Та карточка докторанта там же. Сейчас. Вы находите Мунай. Находим Мунай. Да, только там, ну, Munai. Erbol Munai. Нашли? У вас много. Торопитесь. Не торопитесь, есть время, есть. Подождите, да, Erbol выбираете. Сейчас я напущу, сейчас, подождите. Минуточку. Так, диссертационный совет. Потом карточка докторанта. Потом нажимаете. Не на координатор, я вот это шит. Шит видели, да? Шит. Сейчас, минуточку.
Elde görünmedi.
Минуточку.
atı görünmedi.
Запустить голосование только я, да. Вот. Теперь запустила. Это там вам шит выходит. Посмотрите. Шит. Плюстың қасында шит тұр. Плюсик тұр ғой, жасыл, зеленый. Нашли, да, шит? Найдите шит.
Atın körəmin, biraz başqa bir zat görməyimin.
Шит. Да? 4 всего. Мало. Зашли правильно?
Kolay görünüvetiyiz.
Я дал первого сестер. Çok.
Что я должен видеть? Kartı atı körünədir, bırak. Anda baskanda eş kanday savalnamışlık paydı.
Шит çıktı mı? Шит.
Bilmiyorum, проведение защиты, распечатать поиск. Başkası
Нет.
görünmeyecektir.
No. Юлай бей, мұнайды таңдап аласыз. Сөйтіп үстің жаны шықсаңыз, жасыл түсті кішкентай не шығады?
Шит. Плюсиктің қасында, плюсик.
Үстіңгі жағын басыңыз.
Жасыл түсті. Сондай bir zat var idi.
Жасыл түсті бастыңыз, сол кезде шығады ол кісі. Соның
Okey, қазір проведение защиты. Ага. Проведение защиты?
Амантай Жаркасову, вы не проголосовали еще.
Anda tangdao boyunca присудить, направить, отказать. Солай mı?
Иә, солардың біреуін таңдайсыз.
Иә, төртеу бар, төртеу. Төртеудің біреуін таңдайсыз.
Төртеудің бірін таңдау керек.
Иә, сол төртеудің біреуін.
Иә, жаба беріңдер, нетіп. Проголосовали, закрываете. Да. Татар жоқ қоя тұрыңдар. Обновляется. Все. Сауле Курманбаевна бар. Кім қайда кетті? Где вы видите число? Смотрю, где у меня почему-то не мог выйти. Да? Не проголосовал. Это. Засыпаем с вами. Болды, қазір 1 минут қоя тұрыңыздаршы, түгел бермей жатыр ғой әлі. Шатысып жатыр ғой мына жақта кімдер. Сәл қоя тұрсыңдаршы, штаб. Все. Почему? Жақсылық Муратович, посмотрите, пожалуйста, все нормально? Все нормально, посмотрите. Дамир, мында келесің бе? Сен мынаны түсіріп алуың керек қой. Жоқ, мынаны қалай сразу не жасаймын ба? Вот завершить голосование делаю. Кел мында, хорошо? Потому что это... Все проголосовали уже. Завершить, да? Жоқ, завершить. Где-то... Уверен, что хотите продолжить. Да? Вот. Енді мынаны түсіріп алуым керек. Куда? Татар. А как это? Да, давай. Вот, да. Ага, файл. Скачался, да? Все. Теперь вам. Как? Давайте вы сами. Отправить колледжери. Где протокол? Я вот, да? Можно, да? Вот. Наверное. Или вот, наверное, что-то. Теперь вот это вот надо скачать с лезвием. Я. Это слава. Я там это, видишь, там. Экран. Да? Все, отправляй.
Çarptan bile olsa.
Ага. Решение жабвастов. Решение жабвастов, что такого того. Arkasında. Koyadığımız çıkarmayı kesin değerli sosularda çıkarmayı. Aynı. Получилось? Можно, да? Нам закрыть теорию. Вот, да? Закрыть, да? Давай.
Oturun Erbol. Bari dost, жақсы.
Проверь.
To announce the results of the secret online vote, the floor is given to Azmukhanova Ayman Maksutовna, academic secretary of the dissertation council.
Dear dissertation council members, Online format secret voting results. Please allow me to announce the results of the secret online on the dissertation defense of Munai Erbol, submitted for the degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, under the educational program AD 02212, Turkology, entitled the semantic field of social relations in the Kipchak monuments. 8 members of the dissertation council took part in the voting. The results are as follows. 2 awards the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, in the specialty AD 02212, Turkology, 8 voters. 2 sent the dissertation for revision and resubmission, 0 voters. To send the dissertation for redefense, 0 voters. To refuse the awarding of the Doctor of Philosophy PhD degree in the specialty AD 02212 Turkology, 0 votes. Based on the voting results, the following decision has been adopted. Doctoral candidate Munai Erbol is to be awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy PhD in the educational program AD 02212 Turkology. We now need to adopt the final decision. For your consideration, the draft of the final resolution on the dissertation of Munai Erbol, prepared for the awards of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy PhD in the educational program AD 02212 Turkology, is presented. Are there any comments of or proposals? Қандай пікірлер, ұсыныстар бар, да? Можете посмотреть. They were distributed to the members of the dissertation council and the reviewers after the beginning of the session and included in the set of materials. All participants had the opportunity to familiarize themselves fully with their contents. It is proposed to adopt this draft as the basis. I ask that it be put to a vote. Yeah, все есть. Yeah, who is against? Yeah, онда неге өтеміз, да, следующего. Who is against? Who abstains? Conclusion. Conclusion. Yeah. Сосын дауысқа саламыз. Қарадыңдар ғой, иә? Барлық айтылған бойынша жасалынды. Сөйлейсіз. Нет, давайте дауысқа салып алайық, ағай. Вот это нені. Сосын классификационныйға өтеміз. Там же есть. Сейчас пока вот это вот первый тұрған нені. Шұбырған шүргерінде алдын ала беріп қойып. Қарадыңдар, посмотрите. Кого какие предложения есть, что-то менять, это, собой. Потом мы переходим вот на это, на квалификационное, да? Сейчас, подождите, все. Сейчас классификационного кремс. Так, it is proposed to adopt this draft as the basis. I ask that it be put to a vote. Who is against? Кім қарсы? Мынаны сіздерге беріп қойып едім ғой мына қағазды. Who abstains? Кім қалыс қалды? Все за, да? Қол көтерейік, кім бәрі не? Диссертация мүшелері и рецензенттер. Нет, вам нельзя. Профессор Юлай? Yes?
Қолдаймын.
Yes.
Бірақ анда мәртебелер бар. Жақсы, орташа, қалай. Оны қашан шешеміз? Ол кейін.
Квалификационный сосын келеміз.
Мен қолдаймын.
Рахмет. There are no notes against and no abstentions. The conclusion of the dissertation and its compliance with the qualification requirements are unanimously approved. Ағай, сіз айтыңыз. Dissertation Council? No. Approve the qualification criteria of the dissertation. Proposals are there. Ұсыныстар қандай бар? Қараймыз, да? По классификационным. Approval of the classification criteria. Discussion and adoption. The draft of the qualification requirement related to the dissertation has been reviewed and discussed.
Альфия Шавкетовна, первое, 8.1.
8.1.2.
Да.
Первый?
Нет, 8.1.2 было. Социально-культурно-экономическое решение.
Сейчас.
Профессор Юлай.
8.1.2 is okay.
Да, 8.1.2. Трошки.
8.1.2. 8.1.2. Yes?
Так.
Белгілеп қоясыңдар ғой, өздеріңізге де. Диссертация мүшелері. Сами тоже. И фамилию там сверху напишите свои. Фамилияларыңыз Жансыз ағай. Жоғарыға.
Now, result very new. Кім Сәуле Жақсыпаевна. Ой. Да, Кромбай. 8.2.1.
I'm okay with that.
Бірінші болады. 2.2. 8.2. Параграф 8.2.
8.2.
8.2.1.
8.2.1. Yes.
Yes.
Согласны все?
Альфия Шавкетовна. Первый.
Да.
Ну, и правильно. У вас профессор Юлай?
8.2.1 is okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Excuse me.
That's
8.3.1.
1.
8.3.2.
A3. No. Hi.
8.3.1.
Yes.
8.3.1.
A3.1.
1.
Да.
1.
Профессор Юлай?
I say
8.3,
8.3.2, but if the
8.3.1.
majority says 8.3.1, it's okay.
Yes.
Yes. Нет, 8.3. Первый. Бірінші. Хай. наверное, individual work, төртінші емес пе? Two?
842.
Да?
Two.
Yeah.
Yes.
842.
Yes.
842.
Yes, 842.
Нашли правильно? 82.
842.
Yes, yes.
842.
Мгм.
Yes. Ага.
Альбия Шапкетовна?
Да, да, да.
Согласна,
Мгм.
да?
Да, согласна.
Да, 852.
Я.
Екінші.
Бірінші.
Мгм.
Бірінші емес, екінші.
Екінші.
Екінші.
Екінші.
852.
Yeah,
Қалалар арасындағы.
Мгм.
Мгм.
852.
Өйткені түркология, лингвистика,
Да.
culture, history. Да, пәнаралық.
The draft of the qualifications requirement related to the dissertation has been reviewed and discussed. Dear members of the dissertation council, I propose that we vote on the adoption of the maintained draft resolution together with its classifications attributes. Those in favor, please raise your hands. Those against.
Oh, no.
Қолдаймын дегендер
Yes,
қол көтеріңіз, иә.
Yes, қабылдаймын.
Қабылдаймыз. Those against, none. Abstentions, none. Yes. Dear members of the dissertation council, please allow me to announce the final decision on the of the council. According to the decision of the dissertation council of Gumilev Eurasian National University in the field of training 8D022 Humanities, specialties 8D02212 Turkology and 6D02120 Turkology, dated December 27, 2025. The dissertation submitted for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, under the educational program AD02212 Turkology meets the requirements of the rules for awarding academic degrees. The applicant Munai Erbol is deemed worthy of being awarded the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, in the educational program AD02212 Turkology. The dissertation by Erbol Munai entitled The Semantic Field of Social Relations in the Kipchak Monuments, submitted for the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, under the educational program AD022 Humanities, AD02212 Turkology, complies with the rules for awarding academic degrees. The author of the dissertation, Erbol Munai, shall be awarded the academic degrees of Doctor of Philosophy, PhD, under the educational program AD02212 Turkology. Delivers the closing remarks.
Distinguished chair, respected members of the dissertation council, dear reviewers and honored guests, I would like to express my sincere gratitude to, especially to my academic advisor, Professor Nurila Kebasovna Shemerdinova, for her constant guidance, scholarly rigor, and unwavering support throughout the entire research process. Her expertise, patience, and high academic standards have played a decisive role in the completion of my dissertation. I would like to express my sincere gratitude to all members of the Dissertation Council and to the official reviewers for their careful reading of my dissertation and for their valuable, insightful, and constructive comments. Your professional evaluation has greatly contributed to improving the academic quality of this work. I would like to especially thank my parents for their selfish love and unlimited support in the course of my research and being my company in the journey to Kazakhstan to Astana from Beijing, and so I love you, and yeah, and thank you for everyone who participated in today's defense for their attention, questions, and engagement. It is a great honor for me to present my research before such a distinguished scholarly community. Thank you all very much.
Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Erbol 8-0
Қазақша айтамын дейді.
Мучают человека.
Yes.
Are there any comments regarding the proceedings of the Dissertation Council? Нет? Thank you. The meeting of the Dissertation Council of the Defense of Erbol Munai's dissertations is declared closed.
Құттықтаймын, сау болыңыздар.
Рахмет, спасибо. Профессор Юлай, Нурсулу Ибраевна, Альфия Шапкетовна онлайн, которые участвовали с нами. Спасибо, огромное спасибо вам.
Мен енді жетекші ретінде Юлай мырза, сізге Түркияда жүріп қатысып жатсыздар. Рахмет. Сосын жақсылық хан мырзаға рахмет айтымыз керек. Сосын Альфия Шавкетовна, мыңда бір, вы всегда нас поддерживаете, қашанда. Мыңда бір рахмет. Альфия Шавкетовна біздің түркологияның уже мүшесі деп айтуға болады. Нұрсұлу Ибраевна, қандай сінді күшті не бердіңіз, пікір бердіңіз, қалай жақсы ойлар, пікірлерді айттыңыз. Мыңда бір рахмет. Thank you very much, Нұрсұлу ханым. Сәуле Құрманбаевна, мыңда бір рахмет. Нақты, объективті ревью үшін. Ну енді әрине,